What if I told you that one of the greatest health risks facing older men today isn't heart disease, it isn't cancer, it's living alone? Millions of men over 65 are spending their days in near complete silence, and most of them have no idea what it's quietly doing to their bodies, their minds, and their finances. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. 5 facts about older men living alone that researchers know, but almost nobody is talking about. Stay until fact 5. It might be the one that changes everything. Here's where we are. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, nearly 30% of men aged 65 and older live alone. That's millions of men, widowed, divorced, or simply never partnered. Society tends to assume older men prefer it that way, that they're fine, that they're tough. But the science tells a very different story, and that story starts with fact number 1. Fact number 1. Chronic loneliness is more dangerous to your health than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not a metaphor. That's the conclusion of a landmark meta-analysis led by researcher Julianne Holt-Lundstad, published in PLOS Medicine, which reviewed data from 3.4 million people. Older men living alone are statistically among the loneliest people on the planet, and many of them don't even identify as lonely. They've adapted. They've normalized the silence. But their bodies haven't. Loneliness triggers chronic inflammation. It raises cortisol levels. It disrupts sleep. It weakens the immune system. It doubles the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The cruel irony? Men are far less likely than women to maintain deep friendships as they age. After retirement or after losing a spouse, many men realize their entire social world has quietly disappeared. The fix isn't complicated, but it is deliberate. We'll talk about that after all 5 facts. Fact number 2. Older men are dramatically less likely to seek medical help, mental health support, or even basic assistance, and it is shortening their lives. Multiple studies show that men over 65 wait an average of 3 times longer than women before seeing a doctor for troubling symptoms. They downplay pain. They dismiss warning signs. They tell themselves and everyone around them that they're fine. This isn't weakness disguised as strength. It's a generational conditioning that goes back decades. Many older men were raised in households where asking for help was treated as failure. And when you live alone, there's no one gently pushing you to go get that chest pain checked out. No one noticing that you've seemed more forgetful lately. No one saying, "You haven't been yourself." That missing voice, that daily observer, turns out to be a silent lifesaver that millions of men no longer have. Fact number 3. For older men living alone, the home is statistically one of the most dangerous places they can be. Falls are the leading cause of injury death in Americans over 65, and older men who live alone are at significantly higher risk, not because they fall more often, but because when they fall, no one is there. The average time before a senior who falls alone is discovered, more than 12 hours. In many cases, it's days. A hip fracture at 75, left untreated for even a few hours, can trigger a cascade of complications, blood clots, infections, organ failure that turns a survivable accident into a death sentence. Beyond falls, medication errors, gas leaks, carbon monoxide, kitchen fires. These risks are manageable with the right systems in place, but they require planning, and many older men living alone are either unaware or unwilling to make those plans. A medical alert device isn't an admission of weakness, it's a decision to survive. Fact number 4. Older men living alone lose billions of dollars every year to scammers, fraudsters, and financial predators, and the numbers are accelerating. The FBI estimates that elder financial fraud costs Americans over $3 billion annually, and that's only the reported cases. Most victims never come forward out of embarrassment or because they don't realize they've been targeted.
Older men living alone are particularly vulnerable for one simple reason. They often lack the daily social contact that would cause someone to say, "Wait, that sounds like a scam." The most common traps? Grandchild emergency scams, fake IRS calls, Medicare fraud, romance scams. Yes, they affect men too, and investment schemes that specifically target isolated seniors craving connection. Predators are sophisticated. They know how to build trust over weeks or months. They know that a man living alone may be desperate for conversation, and they use that. The most powerful protection isn't software, it's having a trusted person, a family member, a neighbor, a friend you check in with before making any significant financial decision. And now, fact number 5. This is the one that changes the story. Here's what the research shows. While loneliness is deadly, the antidote isn't simply more people, it's purpose. A landmark Harvard study tracking men over decades found that what truly predicts health, longevity, and happiness in later life isn't the number of relationships a man has, it's whether those relationships and his daily life feel meaningful. Men who live alone but maintain a strong daily routine, a sense of contribution, and even one or two deep connections consistently outperform men in crowded households who feel purposeless. Purpose can be volunteering, it can be a garden, it can be mentoring a young person, it can be mastering a skill you never had time for, it can be showing up at the same coffee shop every Tuesday and becoming a known face. Living alone doesn't have to mean living lost. In fact, for men who choose it deliberately and build a life around it, studies show it can be one of the most fulfilling chapters of their lives. The key word is deliberate, not drifting, choosing. So, let's bring it all together. Older men living alone face very real, very serious risks, from the physical damage of chronic loneliness to the danger of an empty house when something goes wrong, to the financial predators who specifically seek them out. But none of these facts are a life sentence. Every single one of them can be addressed with awareness, planning, and the courage to stop pretending everything is fine when it isn't. If this video helped you, please share it. Not everyone will search for this, but the people in your life who need it most may never hear it if you don't pass it on. Hit subscribe if you want more honest, researched conversations about aging, men's health, and living well in the later chapters. We'll see you in the next one.